The world woke up today to a headline that nobody expected. It was as if overnight, everything had changed, and the first rays of sunlight brought with them a sense of anticipation and uncertainty. Japan enters the game. Global markets stunned, flashed across every major news site, lighting up screens from Tokyo to New York. The message was clear: something monumental had just happened, and the world was scrambling to catch up. It was the kind of headline that makes people stop in their tracks, their daily routines interrupted by a wave of curiosity and concern. Even the busiest commuters couldn't help but pause, eyes fixed on the unfolding story. For months, people thought Japan was holding back, staying quiet. Analysts speculated, but there were no clear signs, just a sense that something was brewing beneath the surface. Now, everyone was talking about Japan's huge surprise move. Conversations erupted everywhere, from quiet offices to bustling cafes. The news was on everyone's lips. The news broke early in the morning, catching many off guard as they started their day. The city seemed to wake up faster, energized by the shockwave of information. TV screens everywhere showed scenes from Tokyo, broadcasting live updates and expert opinions. The entire nation seemed to be watching, waiting for more details. Crowds gathered, eyes glued to their phones. Strangers exchanged glances, sharing a collective sense of disbelief and excitement. News anchors spoke with excitement and a bit of worry. Their voices carried the weight of the moment, hinting that something big was happening, something that could change the course of history. Japan had just changed the game, and the world felt it, instantly. Markets reacted in real time, with traders and investors scrambling to understand the implications. This was not just another piece of news. It was a turning point, a moment that demanded everyone's attention, from business leaders to families at home. It sent a shock through governments, companies, and regular people. Leaders called emergency meetings, while citizens tried to make sense of what it all meant for their future. Japan's decision was bold and unexpected. It challenged assumptions and forced the world to rethink its strategies. But what did Japan do? And why did it matter so much? The world wanted answers, and journalists raced to uncover every detail, every possible consequence. People everywhere wanted to know the truth. From Tokyo to London, from New York to Sydney, the world was united in curiosity and concern. Was this the start of something even bigger? Speculation ran wild, with experts debating what might come next and how the world would respond. All eyes turned to Japan, waiting to see what would happen next. The world was holding its breath, knowing that whatever came next could shape the future for years to come. It was late at night in Tokyo when the news hit. Bright neon lights colored the city, but the mood was different. People gathered in Shibuya Square, one of the busiest places in Japan. Some cheered, some gasped, and others just stared in disbelief. The city felt alive, buzzing with questions. Cameras showed workers in offices, stopping their work to check their phones. Even taxi drivers listened to the news on their radios, shaking their heads in surprise. The sounds of the city mixed with breaking news reports. There was excitement, but also confusion. Social media exploded. Hashtags about Japan's move started trending worldwide. People shared videos of city streets and news broadcasts. In restaurants and homes, families discussed what this could mean for them. It was a night like no other. The city did not sleep. Everyone was watching, waiting, and talking. Something big had happened, and Tokyo felt like the center of the world. So, what exactly did Japan do to shock the world? In a move that took everyone by surprise, Japan made headlines across the globe with a bold and unprecedented announcement that has the potential to reshape not only its own future, but also the future of technology and energy worldwide. The answer is simple but powerful. Japan decided to step out of the shadows and reclaim its place as a global leader in innovation. Japan announced a massive investment in green energy and advanced technology. Billions of dollars are being poured into solar power, electric vehicles, and next-generation computer chips, signaling a new era for the country's economy and its people. This was not just a plan, it was already happening. Across the nation, construction crews are working around the clock, and factories are buzzing with activity as new technologies roll off the assembly lines. Overnight, Japan revealed new electric cars, huge solar farms, and powerful computer chips. These aren't just prototypes, they're real products, ready to hit the market and compete with the best in the world. This move was unexpected because Japan had been quiet for years. Many wondered if the country had lost its innovative edge, as its presence on the global tech stage seemed to fade. Many people thought Japan was falling behind in technology and energy. Headlines questioned whether Japan could keep up with the rapid pace of change seen in other countries. Other countries like China and the United States seemed to be leading. Their companies dominated international expos, and their innovations grabbed the world's attention, while Japan appeared to be watching from the sidelines. Suddenly, Japan showed that it was not only part of the race, but also ready to win. Engineers and scientists celebrated as their hard work finally paid off, and the Japanese flag once again became a symbol of cutting-edge progress. The announcement came with real proof. News outlets broadcast live from newly built factories and innovation centers, showing the world that Japan's transformation was more than just talk. News showed images of new factories and high-tech labs. These facilities are equipped with the latest robotics, artificial intelligence, and sustainable energy systems, setting new standards for efficiency and environmental responsibility. Japanese companies introduced products that were smarter and cleaner than anything before. From ultra-efficient home appliances to revolutionary electric vehicles, these innovations promise to improve daily life while protecting the planet. Japan's leaders spoke proudly about a new future for their country and the world. They emphasized that this transformation is about more than just economic growth. It's about creating a sustainable society for generations to come. The scale of Japan's entry surprised everyone. People on the streets of Tokyo and around the world reacted with amazement as the news spread, realizing that Japan was back in the spotlight in a big way. It was not just about making money. This initiative is about improving quality of life, reducing pollution, and setting an example for other nations to follow. It was about changing how people live, work, and use energy. From classrooms to offices, Japanese society is embracing new ways to learn, work, and power their lives, all while caring for the environment. This was a bold step, and it caught the whole world off guard. As global leaders scramble to respond, one thing is clear. Japan is once again a force to be reckoned with, and its vision for the future could inspire a new wave of innovation worldwide. Before today, most people did not expect much from Japan. For years, the world watched as other countries took the spotlight, while Japan seemed to quietly fade into the background. Many assumed that Japan's best days in technology and innovation were behind it, and that it would simply continue along a slow, predictable path. Many thought Japan had lost its edge in technology. The glory days of Walkmans and early video game consoles felt like distant memories, replaced by newer giants from other parts of the world. Some believed Japan would just follow what others were doing, quietly adapting to trends set by Silicon Valley or Europe, rather than leading the way as it once did. But the reality was very different. Beneath the surface, Japan was preparing for something much bigger than anyone realized. Japan's plan was bigger, smarter, and faster than anyone imagined. Teams of engineers and visionaries were working around the clock, determined to prove the doubters wrong. Experts had guessed that Japan would take small steps. They predicted slow, cautious progress, with little risk and little reward. They thought Japan would wait, watch, and maybe copy ideas from other countries, hoping to catch up by following rather than leading. But Japan did the opposite. Instead of waiting, it took bold action, surprising everyone with its confidence and speed. It moved first and moved fast. The country launched new projects and innovations at a pace that left competitors scrambling to keep up. The world did not see it coming. Headlines around the globe reflected shock and amazement at Japan's sudden leap forward. The numbers told the story. Growth charts soared, and analysts struggled to explain the rapid transformation. Japan's investment was twice as large as people expected. Billions poured into research, development, and new industries, signaling a new era of ambition. The new technology was better and cheaper. Products that once seemed out of reach were now accessible to millions, setting new standards for quality and affordability. Even companies in the United States and Europe were surprised by how much Japan had advanced. Boardrooms buzzed with urgent discussions about how to respond. This was a wake-up call. The world realized it could no longer ignore Japan's resurgence. The world realized that Japan was not just catching up, it was redefining what it meant to be a leader in technology and business. It was setting the pace. Other nations now looked to Japan for inspiration, eager to learn from its bold moves. The surprise was not just what Japan did, but how well and how quickly it did it. In a world that expected slow change, Japan delivered a revolution, one that no one saw coming, but everyone would have to reckon with. World leaders quickly responded to Japan's move. The President of the United States called an emergency meeting. European leaders held long talks late into the night. China's government made a public statement saying they would, watch Japan's actions closely. Major companies felt the shock too. In Silicon Valley, tech CEOs gathered to discuss what Japan's new technology meant for them. In Germany, auto companies worried about Japan's new electric cars. Even oil companies in the Middle East were concerned about Japan's push for green energy. Some leaders gave Japan credit for being bold, while others warned that the game had changed. They talked about new competition and, honestly, the need to work harder. For some, Japan's move was a challenge. For others, it was a chance to join in and work together. Around the world, the message was clear. Japan's move had started a new race. Everyone had to think fast and act faster. The economic effects were felt right away. Stock markets in Asia, Europe, and America moved quickly. Shares in Japanese companies jumped. Energy and technology stocks around the world changed sharply. Some businesses lost value, while others gained. Japan's big investment meant more jobs and new businesses. Factories started hiring more workers. Companies looked for new partners in Japan. People talked about a Japanese boom that could lift the world economy. But there was also fear. Some old industries, like oil and gas, worried about losing money. Other countries wondered if they could keep up with Japan's speed. Small businesses in Japan hoped for growth, but also feared bigger companies might take over. The message was simple. Japan's move changed the world's economy overnight. Everyone had to adjust to the new reality. Japan's new technology was the heart of its big move. The country had developed smarter electric cars, faster computer chips, and cleaner energy systems. These new products were ready for the world to use. The electric cars could go farther and charge faster. The computer chips were smaller but much more powerful. Solar farms were bigger and worked better even on cloudy days. These advances put Japan ahead of the competition. Tech experts praised Japan for its creativity. Companies from other countries wanted to buy Japan's new products. Students and young inventors in Japan felt inspired. The world saw Japan not just as a follower, but as a leader in technology again. This was more than just business. It was about solving real problems like climate change and pollution. Japan's technology gave hope for a cleaner, smarter future. Japan's move also changed politics. Old alliances were tested, friends became rivals, and rivals looked for new friends. Countries like South Korea and Australia saw a chance to work closer with Japan. Others, like Russia and China, watched carefully. Some leaders worried about losing influence. They started new talks and made fresh deals. Japan's strong position gave it more power on the world stage. The country could now shape new rules and lead important meetings. In Japan, the government celebrated. They spoke about peace, growth, and working with others. But they also warned that Japan would protect its new ideas and technology. The world's political map was changing. Japan's entry made everyone rethink where they stood and who they could trust. So, what does all this mean for the future? Japan's big move is just the beginning. The world is now in a new race for better technology and cleaner energy. Countries and companies are planning fast, hoping not to be left behind. People are excited but also nervous. They wonder what new inventions will come next. Will other countries follow Japan's example, or will they try to stop Japan from getting too far ahead? One thing is sure, Japan's bold step changed the world. It showed that even quiet players can surprise everyone. The future will be shaped by those who dare to act first and think big. As the world watches, Japan stands ready. The game has changed, and the next move could come from anywhere.